Welcome to the B6.
Welcome to P6, everybody.
Welcome to the B6. We have a great show today.
I hope so.
It's time to go. Time to get it, man. Mental check, man. Mental and health check. How you doing with your diet and everything?
Oh man, it's a daily challenge. Anything that you try to change that sounds like a broken record. It's it takes work. Nothing comes easy. You can see somebody else doing something across the street. Say, yeah, man, I can do that. Yeah, that person is dedicated. We got to be dedicated too. So that's a daily struggle for me. Long story short, yes, I am still continuing my journey to better improve myself mentally and physically. I know I could work harder, uh, but it's a daily struggle, just like anybody else. So anybody out there saying, you know what, I'm gonna jump on the same bandwagon that these guys are doing, you gotta want to do it and you have to do it. So it's not gonna just come to you naturally.
I'm just one weekend, so I mean, I'm just starting out. I feel good. I'm not tired of the food I'm eating. Um, I've been doing good with the no carbs, no bread, no rice,
Yeah,
no sugar.
you been good
So
with it.
yeah.
Oh
One
man,
one
that's awesome.
weekend, I'm not tired of what I'm eating yet, which is the biggest thing. It's just craving stuff and wanting to eat what you're used to. But
Right.
I think I'm doing good. One weekend, I gave myself 3 months, so I have 11 more weeks. Trying to break down my goal, make it a little shorter, seem shorter in my head. So kind of, it's a year goal, but I broke it down to 3 months, 12 weeks, 90 days. Just try to
Mhm.
cross off the days, try to get to my 3 month period,
You
and then
you you doing cleanses as well?
I think given that I'm a vegan, I don't think I need that. But no, I haven't did the cleansing. I feel like what I eat is the cleanse because especially all the vegetables and the fruits, it just goes
Hmm.
right through you, man. It's. I drink a lot of water. I don't drink soda. I don't put anything crazy in my body other than the carbs and the sugar. But
Hmm.
I feel like nothing really stays in my body. Um, just
Yeah.
I don't eat anything too heavy.
Same with me. Just dive in. Not gonna stay too much on this topic, but I haven't been doing too many because it seems like we're doing this every week, talking about it, but it is like a repetitive thing
Bro,
that you
it's
have to
like
do.
2 minutes into the show, bro. It's like, go
Uh, my bad.
ahead.
My bad. Well,
No, go ahead.
anyway,
Yeah.
so I I have been doing the same thing. Not going to sound like a broken record, but I've been doing the same thing. I
Yeah.
haven't done any carbs for the past week. Only water. I'm really excited about that juicer. Spent a lot of money on it, man. So
Did you get it yet?
nah, I've been watching it every
Damn.
day
It's
on
been a
the
week.
tracker. Yeah, but good things I guess come to those who wait. So it said it was supposed to be here Friday, which was
Oh,
yesterday, and
well, 2 days
and I,
ago,
when I
but
all right, yeah, when I came in, it wasn't there, and it
yeah,
said it'll be
you
here
probably
Monday.
Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they did say it should be here Monday, so I'm not buying any fruit until it get here because I want to test it out, man. I'm excited for it. I think I got the same one you got, but just like the newer one, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, probably the newer version because I had mine,
Yeah,
so I think almost a year and a half maybe. And
yeah.
I've
So
saw them come out with new versions, so um,
yeah,
yeah,
so
no,
I'm
you definitely gonna be happy with it. It's a
yeah.
good product, man. Recap from last week, man. That was you drove last week and you came up with the topic and the homework. So the homework was come up with one thing you are doing or will start doing to change the world. Like I thought that was kind of out there, but what did you come up with?
Oh man, I came up with nothing. You know how I
Yikes.
am. I'm gonna do my homework, man. I wait until I get there and then say, hey, let me do my
And you didn't even do it,
presentation last in class. No,
and you didn't get it done.
no, it wasn't that. I had a couple distractions, no excuses, but
That was a
I,
hard
I,
thing
I
to do, though. Like I
it
was
is.
wondering how.
It is, and I tell you why. For a person like me, we trying to figure things out, just like a lot of our tuned in fans. Uh, we trying to better ourselves. So I feel like as we keep improving ourselves, it'll come clear of what we're gonna do. I think partially is this, for us like how improving the world, the
Yeah,
little tips.
if you want to cheat, but okay,
Yeah, I'm
yeah, let
cheating.
me do
I'm
it.
cheating.
So let me tell you what I did, and I'm gonna let you judge me. Let everybody judge me. It is what it is. I don't care, man. Not that I don't care, but I felt like let me tell you what I did. Let me just tell you what I did. So I went to the store, or went to a store um, that I'm employed at, but I don't work there. But like so I
What?
witnessed. I went to a store and I witnessed someone steal it at the store, which is an employment of mine. But I don't work at that store, but I work at
Oh, okay.
I work at the
Yeah, you don't work at
organization.
you work at the organization, but you don't work at that location.
Correct. Yeah. So I witnessed someone stealing. It wasn't really someone stealing. It was the workers stealing.
Mm,
So
nice.
like this lady was paying for something in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
and she paid with cash. Right? She had like
Mm-hmm.
she was in front of me. So the guy was like, "Would that be all for you?" She was like, "Yes." He was like, She was like, "Your total is $5 and change." She pulled out the $5 and change, paid for whatever she had in her hand. Then I paid for my stuff, and then I went to my car. Her car was right next to mine. She pulled up and went around to the gardening section and backed up, and the workers started loading stuff in her car.
Nice. Inside
So
joke.
so so I felt like, okay, as an employee, or also an like an investor into the company, because have vested interests in the
Mm.
company with stocks and stuff like that. You know, should I report it? And I always said to myself, I will, because that's, to me, it's taking money out our pockets. Because if I'm invested into the company, I'm part of the company. I'm part owner.
Right.
So I tried to call the store right then and there, but the phone kept on ringing. I was like,
Mm.
forget it. So I was like, forget it. I went home. I was like, something don't sit right. I said, I told like two people. They was like, man, what you calling for? I'm like, bro, you knew what I'm calling for. It's all right. So it still didn't sit right with me. So I said, I'm gonna call back the store again. I got the store, spoke to the assistant store manager, and I told him, I was like, look, listen, this is what I witnessed. You could do whatever you want with it. I don't know exactly what went down. I just it just seemed suspicious to me. And he was like, "Do you know the time?" I was like, "I know exactly
Mm-hmm.
the time because it's on my receipt." And she was right in front of me. So I gave her the time. He was like, "All right, I'll pull it up on the camera and see what I could find." So I was like, "All right, I don't expect a call back. I don't expect a follow up, but I just felt like I just had to do my part." And
Right.
I thought about your homework. Is this like doing my small part? It's not gonna change the world, but it might change that situation. Just imagine if they're stealing millions of dollars from the company, you know, and my
Right.
little phone
You
call made
know
a
for
stop to it.
sure.
No, I don't know for
Maybe
sure.
it was prepaid for.
Maybe
Maybe
it
it was
was.
prepaid.
Maybe it wasn't. Why your maybe is better than my maybe? Like, I don't know, and you don't know. Yeah, it could be
Oh my god.
prepaid for
Yeah.
it, or it don't have to be.
The reason I'm laughing is a couple of things. Before we started, this guy rushed me. I said, I'm not ready. So that's
Yeah,
why I've been laughing off and on. But anyway, I know my people be mixed feelings about this one because it's like, man, you snitching.
yeah. Okay.
But if you and I know where you're going, you
Like,
if you dig deep into the thought process of what you did, you're invested in the company. If there's a loss, you're losing. So it's like not
yeah,
only she's stealing from the company, she's stealing from your pocket. So anybody that's listening is like, I'm tuning out because this guy's a snitch. No, he's not a snitch. He put money into this. So not only to his job is paying him, he put the money that the job paying him in back into the company so he could make some more money. In short,
It's common sense.
so I get
It's
it,
no need to explain, but
but
okay.
it's kind of like I'm just laughing because it's a small possibility that that stuff was already prepaid.
No, it's a
you
possibility, but
you called up.
it's okay. So I don't want to argue it, but it's plain to me. If someone going to go to register, pay with cash, who pays with cash, and then with that small amount, and $5 in a garden section, like and then back up your car and someone load it. Yes, it's possible that that's not
No,
likely.
I get
That's
it.
not likely.
I
To
get
me,
it,
to me
but this
it
time,
was obvious, but it don't have to. I get it. I could be wrong, but I would bet that I'm not. That's why I did what I did.
right?
But and if I am wrong, then
Mhm.
it's
This
nobody
is it
loses.
does
Yeah,
it costs right, right.
cost you nothing. But if I'm right, you might save millions or hundreds of thousands or whatever it was that they've been stealing. If the employees is in fact, I used to work at a place where the employees used to do that all the time. They used to.
Mhm.
It was a similar store. The guys used to take whatever item out the big box and fill it up with whatever they want to put in it, and then tell their family member or friend to come and buy it. Come and buy it. So say it's a chandelier box, and
Nice.
there's a $40 chandelier, and they take the
Hmm.
$40 chandelier out, and they put like $500 product in that box. Tape it up. The guy
Nice.
come to the store, buy the $40 chandelier box. They scan it. Even the person at the register knows what's going on. Go out, and that place is out of business right now. Like, it's why you think it's out of business right now, because they did a lot of stuff like that. And if I'm invested in a company, again, that's affecting my share price. That's affecting the long term, the longevity of the company. And before you know it, you could be out of business again. So I'm not gonna subscribe to that mentality
Right.
that I used to. And if you call it snitching all you want, I don't see it that way. And I don't think logical people will see it that way. But that was on my part to change the world. I brought up the story because you talking about changing the world. You had nothing to attribute to that, so I had to at least do my homework. So
Shots fired, but okay.
yeah,
Uh, yeah,
we got
I
a new
get it.
topic. We got a new topic. The topic, last minute topic.
Nice.
That's why you was laughing, because we came up with the topic. You actually came up with the topic, and I thought it was a good topic. You accidentally came up with the topic, but I'm like, let's roll with that. So I have a clip I want to play, and if everybody could, listen for a second. This young lady, old school clip. She has something to say about basically marriage and being how her husband treats her, or she would like to be treated. So let's take a quick listen.
Of course you can lie to me. And you will. If you love me and you're going off with Maddie someplace, you're lying to me. Because what the hell do I care about the truth? I care if you're there. What Billie Holiday say, hush now, don't explain.
All right, I accept that.
Of course. Of course you lie to me. And I don't even want to care. What does the truth matter? And why are you going to be truthful with me when you lie to everybody else? You lied when you smiled at that cracker down the job, right? Lie to me, smile. Treat me the same way you would treat him.
I can't treat
You
you the way I
must.
treat him.
You must. Because I've caught the frowns and the anger. He's happy with you. Of course he doesn't know you aren't happy. You grin at him all day long. You come on when I catch hell because I love you. I get least of you. I get the very minimum. And I'm saying, fake it with me. Is that too much of the black woman to ask of the black man?
Dang. Is that too much to ask, my guy? What do you think about that? I can't lie. Yes, you can. That's the topic.
I get it. I get what she's saying, and she stands by it. But she has consulted with the majority of women for everybody to be on board with what she's saying. Like, I guarantee you, if you asked the majority of the women, they weren't on board right away when they heard that. But if they think about it, some of them might transition and say, you know what, I understand what she's saying. Now, if you notice, in the beginning, he said, I can't lie to you because the man is triggered to know that's only going to cause problems. As soon as you get caught in a lie, a woman attacks. So men still lie, but they know they know the women doesn't like when they do that. So that's why he told her, I can't lie to you. And he said, sure. She said, sure, you can. And she makes a very good, valid point. A lot of times we come home from work, tap dancing, smiling, being somewhat fake in front of their employers to get a paycheck. We come home tired, worn, and not smiling. She does what she's saying. She wants that person. So you can be a little fake just so I can get a part of you that I don't get to see.
There's different ways. That's why I wanted to talk about it, because I know we could listen to the same thing and have two different perspectives on it, two different, like even how we heard it. Because I believe what she's saying is like, you're not necessarily lying to your employer, but you're treating them or him or your boss better, right? So, you're telling your employer what he wants to hear. You're making him feel like he's right. You're making I just think you're making them feel. Think you're making them feel better. Like you're making your employer feel better. You're making the person that you're dealing with at your job feel better, and the wife just wants that same feeling. So
Right.
if you're upset, okay, it's fine, but you're not gonna really show that to your employer. So when
Right.
you get home, if you're upset, I don't. Do you have to show that to your wife? Like, do you have to show your colors? You know what I mean? Just like you won't show your colors at your job to your boss. And I don't think it's a gender thing. I don't. In this case, the wife probably doesn't work. But we're in a modern day, and a lot of times when I talk to you, I don't know if you get that all the time, because it's like your partner works too. So it's not like you're the only one who works. So you're not the only one who's feeling the way that you're feeling at your job. She works too. So she has those feelings. She has to smile and treat her boss better. Same thing with my wife. A lot of times I tell her I don't want, and you know how I am at my workplace. I definitely don't treat them better than I treat my wife. And I always remind my wife, don't treat your boss better than you treat me. It's like it's just something you have to remind your partners about, because we deserve better. We all deserve better. So, and
Absolutely.
I think that's what she's saying. You could go to work and smile and make your boss happy. Why, when you come home, you can't do the same for me, and you're supposed to love me, not take out
Absolutely.
all
I mean,
your anger out on me.
I was just thinking as you talk, and I'm like replaying the clip in my head. It is very important what she said. She's 100% right. When you go to a job or when you try to apply for a job, the whole goal purpose is because the job is someone else's creation, dream, and what they invested in. And we put our blood, sweat, tears, time into someone else's investment because they said they was going to pay us. When you go into a relationship, you're doing the same thing. Listen, I'm going to be with you because, and you're going to be with me because we're going to help each other out on trying to be happy. That's investment. You invest in your time, your space, your energy into that person. It's the same thing as working. You put your time, energy, and space and ability into making someone else's foundation grow. Why we can't do the same thing with our relationship? So that whole not smiling and things like that. Imagine if you did the same thing at work. They're not gonna keep you on. They invested in you, just like on a relationship. If you don't work at it, one of you guys are gonna leave because you're not fulfilling the job that I gave you. You understand? Am I making sense?
Yeah, I mean, have you ever told your boss off? Like, have you ever like, you know, told your boss how you
I
felt,
mean, I
or like
haven't.
if you're
Oh
angry?
yeah, I have. But at that point, it's crazy that you said it because at that point, when you do that, you're kind of like saying, you know what, I'm out, or I know where this
Uh,
is gonna go.
okay, like for me, because like the organization that I work at it's a big organization. It's like everybody has a boss. Like I don't
Hmm.
see the owner of the company. Like I don't even see the CEO of the company. Like it's that big. So the approach I always take is like everybody has a boss. So I just because you're in that role, it doesn't give you more entitlement to the company. I might be more invested in the company than you. I might care about the company more than you. You might not even have ownership in the company, and I do because those are publicly traded, stocks, and it's not everybody is required to buy it. You know what I mean? So sometimes I always get the feeling that not everybody cares as much as I do, even my superiors. So I never really look at it. I don't try to like say I'm better than you type of thing, but I don't look at you like you better than me.
Hmm.
So that's always my approach. And I've had it in with some bosses. I've told them how I felt. Like I felt like it's the truth. And obviously I've done that to my wife, you know what I mean? Like so um I definitely don't want her to feel like I'm treating my bosses better. Like I really don't think I do that. Like what she's the person, the woman, the lady's describing in the video, I don't think I'm that guy at all. Like I don't think I have arguments with my wife, but I don't think I take out my frustration out of her for my job, or I treat my bosses better than her at my job. We have regular arguments, but what's up?
Nah, because I'm gonna be honest and say I'm guilty of it. And I know a lot of people that's listening to this is guilty of it, where they'll go to work, get the 100%
Yeah,
the smiles, time, energy, and then you come home burnt out
yeah,
and take not so much taking it out on the people in the house, but the energy is so gone where you already gave up most of your energy during the day or the night, whenever you're doing your work, get paycheck, you come home and now you don't give your significant other the smiles and the fakeness or whatever you want to call it to them. And it's not fair. It's not fair. You I'm listening to you and you saying you don't do that. You try to give more to what's at home, and that's what we all should be trying to do. And it'll probably help our relationship for the long haul and not for the until I can't take it anymore. Because that's what most people do. They give all their
yeah,
time,
yeah,
energy into the work, and then come home to arguments, anger, frustration, and then one of one of you guys are going to give up, or
yeah.
it's going to just be like continuous arguments until it does end. It's crazy how this ties into you know a bigger picture than most people are probably looking at.
Yeah. So again, it makes sense to me. Like it makes sense to me what she's saying, and I know I'm not gonna say I'm never guilty of it, but like I've seen my wife. Like like I said, I have to remind her, like, bro, like I know how you treat your boss. Like don't treat me worse. You know what I mean? Like I just think it's if we all realize that, I think it will be better for the relationship. You
Oh
know?
yeah, hats off to you snatching this and making it into something because it's a part of why I was laughing. I was like, the conversation that happens before and after this,
No,
it's
no.
always
You,
funny.
so we usually have a segment. Are you getting off the bus? But I want to get to the movie night first. And you
Nice.
said you seen it. Um, It was actually a TV show. Someone at my workplace actually told me about this TV show called Black Mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't expect what I saw. I didn't expect every episode to be different. I don't know if I could really get on board with that. But somehow I got to this episode. It was one of the latest episodes called Joan is Awful.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish my wife watched it with me, but she fell asleep. So I watched it by myself. But it started out that the guy, I forgot the guy's name, he seemed like he was the husband. He seemed like the husband seemed like the bad person. He came home. Well, he came to this party, met his wife at a party.
Mm-hmm.
And when he walked into the door, because she was basically meeting up with her old friends, and she invited her husband. Husband came to the party after work, and he right away he saw the wife speaking to one of her male friends and in a friendly manner. And right away when she made eye contact with the husband, she kind of like pulled back and became more stiff. But part of this TV show is like futuristic stuff to where anything that they see is being recorded, so they could literally play back their memories or a couple seconds behind something that happened in the past. They could just in their head, take a remote and rewind and see. So he was just rewinding every situation at the party with his wife and the male friend, and he got obsessed, like saying that she was flirting or she liked him. But at the end of the day, man, he was actually proven right. Like he was so obsessive about it, it made him look like the lunatic, the crazy. But he was digging, and watching these videos, and he saw things in the video that gave him red flags to ask more questions. And lo and behold, she actually cheated on him with the guy in his bed. When they was on a so-called 5-day break, she says, and even to the point where he's questioning if the child is his. So I enjoyed it because there was a lot of truth to that, right? It was like, we get jealous and stuff. Like if I was in his position, I would have been jealous and I would want to ask questions. And like I said, the show made it seem like the wife, like Joan, was innocent, and turned out she was awful. So I thought it was interesting. I thought it was well written, and I wanted to get your perspective on it.
Couple things. Would you think about it? Because he said it was interesting, but I mean, what was the connection that
For
you
me, it
got
was
from
like you never really know when a woman is lying. It's
it?
like
Okay.
they could tell you. She said it like she made me believe her how she said it. I know they're acted, but it's like I think that's just like real life. They could tell you something. It's nothing there. Like what are you getting crazy about? Like, but you don't really know because I think women lie better than men. So it's like if I think not in all cases, but if a woman is cheating, you probably wouldn't know it. And if he didn't have access to this futuristic stuff where he's digging and recording and have proof, because like one of the situations was she told him that he was only with this guy for 3 months. And I think he's like, no, I thought you said 6, or I thought you said 3. It was like one or the other. And she got caught in her lie. And he said, okay, let's pull up the tape. So he pulled up the tape and she got caught in her lie. And it was a couple of things where she got caught in her lie because he had tape, and one of the things was like he saw a picture. That's why he realized that there was in his bed, because the
Mm-hmm.
picture was from the other guy's memory that he forced to erase because he didn't want the guy having memories of his wife. And he saw a picture of his bedroom, and he asked her, about that or something. And she lied, and he was like, okay, pull up the tape. And she was like, I erased it. All right. So if you erased it, we should have an empty time for that time, right? So pull that up. She didn't want to pull it up, and she kind of like eventually had to admit to the truth because she was lying. And the reason why is because they had this video of everything that you do. Everything that you do is recorded, and you could just say,
Right.
"Hey, we wind to that time, that date, and show me that you're telling the truth." So we don't have that right now. So you could question your wife or your husband, and they could lie, but you
That
don't
would
know.
that would make for a scary life. Like, I mean, I don't know. I know people
I don't know.
heard of the term. If you don't want to know the truth, don't go digging. Like, I mean, I don't go through personal people's stuff. I hate it. For instance, yesterday I needed to go and get something out. My girl's car. I put something in, and I said, "Where's your key?" And she said, "Over there." So it was in her bag. I didn't go. I looked at the top surface, and once I didn't see the top surface, I said, "I don't know where it is." She had to get up out of the couch, off the couch, and go look. Because, I mean, not to say that I don't trust her or whatever, but I just don't go through people's stuff because as innocent as it might be, then you got questions and stuff like that about this and that. So I try not to,
At the
you
same
know,
point, you don't want her going through your stuff. So you're not the
exactly.
type of guy to say, "Here's my phone."
Nah,
Pull that up.
unless it's a reason for it. And I don't have nothing in it,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
just don't like it. I don't like it.
yeah.
It just strikes a nerve. I think it strikes a nerve for anybody. So I mean, you gotta I think a split party that might say, yeah, no. I give my wife my phone all the time, or I give my husband my phone all the time. Yeah, okay, that's great. Uh, That's not me. I've been always with it. Just irks my nerve if you're just going through it. You know, it's like you accusing me or you looking to accuse me for
Yeah,
something.
but
Why?
she's not going through it. You're giving it to her to say, "Hey, text this
Yeah,
person for me because my hands is tied."
right. If I
Like you're
say
not
that,
doing that.
if I say that,
Yeah.
then you do it. But if
Okay.
I don't want you. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, your hands was free, so I went ahead and text your mother for you. No, don't do that. You could text my mother on your phone.
Yeah, but like I can't see you saying that if you were married.
Yeah, I can. I don't want it. I
Yeah,
don't.
I don't know. Like if you're married, like I said, like I
Listen,
can't see you saying that
listen. It's all right. So
or being
how
upset about it if your wife
I'm not gonna get
took your
upset.
phone and called
If,
somebody because her phone was whatever. So she said, "Hey, I needed your phone to make a phone call."
so this
Whatever.
situation.
Even the example you gave, like your
No,
hands
but
was
there's
tied.
situations for situations. So, or I should say, this for certain situations, you get a pass for it. But you can always detect from a person if they're trying to be snoopy or they really trying to help. That's
But it
all
just
I'm
seemed like
saying.
you're just have that on your radar, like she might be being Snoopy right now, like, and you have nothing to hide. So it's like,
You know
why
what
even care?
you know what a part of it is probably because of overall reputation. If we do a poll, women's intentions are to be snoopy, or the partner's intention. I'm gonna say women. The partner's intentions is to be snoopy, not to help or make your life convenient when they looking through for something. And there are certain occasions where they're not being snoopy; they're just helping out. Now, if
Yeah, but
you're
then
helping out, huh?
you gotta know your girl,
I do, just
right?
like you
So
know yours.
right,
But
so you that's not her reputation. That's everybody else's reputation.
everybody has a reputation of somewhat being snoopy.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Everybody,
you think everybody has a reputation to be maybe, but like
everybody, everybody.
if you have nothing to hide, it's like okay, if they snoop,
No, and I don't. But I'm saying I don't care whether you're being snoopy or not. I could detect if you're being snoopy, and that's when I get offensive.
and that's a turn off. That's like
That's
you
the
be
turn off. So,
yeah.
all right, it's the same thing with you. You have nothing to hide. If you detect snoopiness, are you letting it go? Are you getting off the bus? Or are you getting on?
I don't know. I don't think I'm getting off
Because
the bus. Like you said, everybody has it. Like I may like curious, like who's texting you at 4 o'clock in the morning? Like, let me see. It's like what the hell? Somebody texts you, I'm gonna walk right by the phone. You sleeping. I'm up. if somebody texts your wife at 4 o'clock in the morning, you're not gonna look at the phone and see who's texting her.
Depends on
Depends. There's no
yeah.
depends, but like I would look. So if you calling that Snoopy, it
I'm
is
gonna
what
put
it
it
is.
out. I've heard dings and alerts at late, but it was not long before she was texting or on the phone. So I let it slide, and you can always feel deep in your gut if you think it's something suspicious. So she really doesn't hide anything. I really don't hide much. And with my work, I get alerts and dings all the time. So you got to give me a pass. But if you have that feeling, most of the time it's true. So I just didn't get that feeling. And if I do, I probably still wouldn't snoop. I'm just gonna be more cautious about you and try to Anyway, where we at?
Caitlin getting hammered. Caitlin Clark, CC, WNBA player, very popular. Are you getting off the bus, right? So let me explain because I know you don't really follow
No, I do, man.
the world of
I mean,
sports
I'm
like
getting
that.
on the bus with Caitlin, man. She all right, man.
So she's in the WNBA now, a college star. She's in the WNBA now, number one pick, and she's bringing a lot of attention to the WNBA that they haven't had. A lot of attention, a lot of money because they were getting things that they don't normally get, selling out arenas and things like that, and chartered flights, things like that. Just more attention, more money to the WNBA, and a lot is to do with her, because of her talent and what she brings. She's like a Steph Curry, and literally like a Steph Curry. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you remember when Steph Curry came to the league, and he was like a small, skinny, scrawny kid, and he was getting pushed around. Remember, he had a fight. It was a teammate had a fight, and he was trying to get in, and the guy kind of just shrugged him off, and he went flying. That's like small he was, his body wise,
Right.
to the NBA. And look at Steph now. He's a grown man. Like, he's bulky, he's big. You can't like throw him around like that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see Caitlin Clark, she reminds me of that. Like, she's very skinny compared to the women. These women look grown women, and she's like a baby out there. I look at her.
Rookie.
Yeah, and she has a
she'll-
rookie body, and she hasn't grown into her woman body yet.
Mhm.
So it's coming across like she's getting hammered. But honestly, like, I think all of the rookies or all of the is gonna be getting hammered because like grown women is not gonna like they're gonna treat you like a rookie. So she might be getting treated like everybody else, but because of her talent and the attention that she brings, all the attention is on her. And she literally came out and said, I'm getting hammered out there, but I expect it. I'm going to deal with it.
Mhm.
So a lot of people have their opinions on both sides, either on her side or not on her side. But I mean, given what I've just said and what I mean, what do you think about how she's being treated in the WNBA, getting fouled and stuff like that?
It's a competitive sport, man. First, your first thoughts are, man, women, why y'all hating? Why y'all gotta bash another person? But then another side, I mean, there are people that probably just bash her because she's just all of a sudden the face of the WNBA, and she's a rookie and haven't put the time in. To a person that's been in there years, blood, sweat, and tears, not really getting paid, and now all of a sudden you got a rookie coming in and making more than you. Yeah, you're gonna be somewhat envious, but if you are mature and thinking smart, she brought a new opportunity for everybody to make more money. So they should sit back, embrace the situation, be thankful that it happened, because I've never been on board with WNBA like that.
It's a
Now you
sport.
get
Yeah, it's a sport, right? So are you giving her the Michael Jordan treatment? You know how Michael Jordan had the refs like in his pocket, like you touch them, you blow on him.
nah.
You,
She got to
he
put the
will get
time in for that.
he will get called, right?
Mhm.
But Michael Jordan was the face of the league, and it was like protecting that. You don't want somebody
It
to
took
give her a
time to
hard
do that.
foul.
He didn't get
Okay.
the Jordan right away.
Ah, maybe,
he
yeah,
didn't.
yeah. You're right. He didn't get it right away, but he wasn't Michael Jordan right away either. He
Right,
wasn't winning six rings and stuff like that.
right.
But so I mean, but as an NBA, I heard someone say, "Yo, you got to protect the asset."
I
Either
think
the NBA,
she should be more compared to a LeBron James coming into NBA. Because LeBron, they already expected so much for him as soon as he came to the NBA. It's the same thing
but
with
I,
Kate.
I I use Steph Curry just because of the body. When LeBron
Right.
came into the NBA, he had the a man's body already. He was like a grown man in the league already. He was very physically fit.
Hmm.
And half her battle is she's not physically fit. So like a little bump might feel like a hammer because of her size. And she might be getting the same treatment like everybody else. It's just that she's in a grown women's league. Like she's running around with big women that if they hit you, it's gonna feel like you getting hammered. It could just be that, or it could be some animosity and stuff to that jealousy and things like that because of the attention she's bringing.
Hmm.
But her teammates and someone made a comment. I think it was Matt Barnes, which I agree with. He was like, "Bro, where's her teammates? Like, somebody knock you on the floor. We always had like what you call an enforcer on the team.
Right. To come
Like,
and help to
yeah, I'm like,
back
you
you
need
up. Yeah.
if that's not your personality, that's not your personality. But the team needs to sign someone that's willing to scrap, willing to like, yo, you hit my guy, I'm gonna hit you back, and this is why you don't hit him because you're gonna get an elbow in your chest if you do. Even if I get kicked out the game, I get kicked out the game. The purpose of the enforcer is to enforce. So
Well, let me ask you this real quick while you're diving into that. Because I watch NBA. I really don't watch WNBA at all. I am aware of Caitlin Clark with her talent. I watch her highlights and stuff like that. But they're really filing these women on the court. Like, why is not policed like the NBA, where they kind of like stopping that from happening? Because at the end of the day, they're women. You
no,
can say
she was charged with a flagrant foul for fouling her. They were calling the foul. It's just the same thing like the the same thing like the NBA is
I think it
like
should be
no
policed
different.
better. Than it should be bigger fines.
Nah,
It's trying to police it.
it's part of the game. Like
No,
honestly,
but at the end of the day, this is what I want people to realize. Yes, it's a sport, it's competitive, it's excitement, but these are women. These are women that eventually one day supposed to have kids. I don't want to be hearing stories about, oh, Caitlin Clark, congratulations, she's with child, and now she's not gonna have it because of a foul. Like, it's different
bro,
with women than men.
I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't go
I'm
there
gonna I'm going
with
there.
any difference. Because they do have kids. I haven't heard like you're not able to have a child because you play basketball or you got an injury. I don't know. The science is not there to prove what you're saying, and a lot of them do have kids still, and that doesn't prevent them. But it's a competitive sport. You can't take that out the game. Hard foul. I'm not
No.
blaming the women for fouling them. I'm not. I'm more on the side that you. How I play basketball, I don't really look at it
So there's
men or
only
women, but
there's
you
only
got to foul
one
back.
there's only two places on the body for a man that you really should be concerned with and police it hard, in the genital areas and in the head. You can file a man anywhere on their body and they'll be all right. A
Yeah,
woman, you can't be hitting them in the
but again,
chest, stomach.
even in the NBA, the men get fouled in both areas. So I
Yeah,
mean, you
but
can't take that out the game. It just
mhm.
like you said, it either going to be called a flagrant two or be ejected. But when you say police it, it doesn't stop it. You just rule on the
if
decision of
I
if it
file,
happens.
these women don't make as much as men. If I file one, if I get hit with a flagrant foul and you charge me $20,000, you're
Yeah.
gonna feel it in that paycheck.
What do you mean? Say it again, because I don't get what you're saying.
So in the NBA, when they get hit with a flagrant foul, what is it, like 50,000?
I don't know if that's
I
the
think
correct
it.
amount.
Well, it's up there. And to us, we got taxed for 50,000. We're gonna feel it. But these guys getting paid 100,000 a game, they're like, they feel it, but it's not as bad. But if
Some,
you go ahead,
I'm just saying, not all men get paid LeBron
oh
money.
yeah, I know. But
Yeah,
whether you're LeBron or not, they're getting paid more right now
right.
than
I
him.
don't think the money matters. Like people play like some like Caitlin Clark. Like yeah, the WNBA might not pay her as much, but she has money coming to her because she plays in the WNBA, like sponsorships and
Right?
commercials
Endorsements,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, so I mean, if she can't play the game, that is going to affect her money ultimately. But I don't think the money matters whether or not some people would play for no dollars because they love the sport. It's like you play what they play because they love it, not really because of the money. I don't think that's a factor in anything. Like you shouldn't the money shouldn't be a factor. They're playing the game between the lines. Like there's no money right now between the lines. They're just playing. They're not playing for money. Literally, they just playing to win the game. They playing to win. It's not if you win, you get this dollar or that dollar. You just playing to have a winning record so you could go to the playoff and win a championship. So I don't know, man. I feel it's all a part of the game, men or women. Like people get fouled. People get fouled hard. It was someone this other WNBA. She's a star now. I think her name is Kelsey Plum. She's a star on the Vegas Las Vegas Aces, and they won the championship last year. She's one of the star players, and they was asking her, she was like, when I first came to the league, I used to get beat up. She was saying it way before it happened. She was like, uh, Dana Taraji or whatever, one of the star players, like who she idolized, she went up to her and said something friendly to each other. And then as soon as the whistle blew, she got an elbow right in the stomach
Mm.
from her. And she was like, damn, like welcome to the WNBA. And you take it for what it is. And that's all it was. Competition between the lines. There's hard fouls, and you're trying to get an edge to win the game. I don't think is any different with Caitlin Clark. She has to grow and adjust to it. Her teammates have to come in and help her out, and that's it. She has to go through it. It's nothing that they should ease up on. It's nothing that they should stop doing. If they're allowed to do it, they're going to do it. If they're not allowed to do it, they're going to get penalized. And if they're willing to get a penalty for it and cost them a point or two, that's what they're willing to do. It's fine. It's fine with me. I'm not going to get off the bus. Are you getting off the bus with this one?
I'm not getting off the bus. I am happy for her. I'm happy for the NBA. I mean WNBA, and it'll bring more revenue and more
And we're talking
eyes to
about
the
it.
sport.
Yeah,
Was
we're
that
talking about it. We're
we're
talking
talking
about
about?
it. It's more attention. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So I
exactly what
mean,
she brings.
she's bringing the spark. I just hope that her teammates can get on board of looking at the big picture, and even if you're not the teammates, the people that are playing against her should look at this as a blessing to the sport because some of these players are really good and they're not
Yeah,
getting paid as much as they probably deserve.
for sure. But they shouldn't be grateful for. She's just another player.
No, she is,
She's
but
just another player that they're
without
trying to
her,
beat.
yeah, without her getting this attention, nothing would have changed. So
It's the sport is always growing. Caitlin Clark is definitely taking it to another level for sure. But last year before she got to the WNBA, it
played
was
against the,
entertaining. Huh?
well, she played against the, well, that was this year, right? Yeah, never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that was a different young lady from the
Uh,
Liberty. She was going 3-point contest in the All-Star game, and she lost against Steph. That's what we're referring to.
that wasn't Caitlin.
Nah, it wasn't Caitlin. It was
You can delete that part of the
so
show.
I know so something like that. I
Just
don't know how to
delete it.
pronounce her name, but it's a growing bro. Like you wouldn't last, bro. You think like man, could you last in the WNBA? Could you think you could ball with them? Hang with them?
Now.
Not ever. Now, not ever, not then.
Oh yeah, you trying to play my sport, man. I
Bro,
play.
you couldn't last in that sport, bro. You crazy? Like first of all, you don't even know how to run a play. Like you would if they say, hey, go into the dunker spot, you wouldn't even know what they talking about. What's a dunker spot? Go to the elbow. Like I'm just saying, you'll be lost.
What does it have to do with? What does it have to do with playing?
Look, organizational basketball is different from street ball. For one, organizational basketball is different from street ball. That's number one. Because you could have like a nice street ball player, you put them in an organizational game, they will be lost. They wouldn't know what to do. You know what I mean? That's number one. And two, I don't think nothing personal. Not to sound like I'm taking shots at you, but you didn't have the talent.
You comparing now.
I didn't have the talent to be in the WNBA, man. And I'm not saying I'm more talented than you, but we didn't have the talent to be in the WNBA. I think we belittling the sport, like because you don't watch it.
I have watched a game or two. Bro, the only thing that I can say is that they're fast, running up and down the damn court. But I was fast back then, so
bro, just making a layup. It's making a layup on a fast break, making 3-pointers like no tomorrow. Like I mean, your percentages of making a 3-pointer is nowhere close. If you take 10 shots and you try to, they take 10 shots, they're gonna make more than you because they practice that every day.
I'm all right. If we talk about getting on, if we getting off the bus or getting on that topic, I'm saying you can't count me out. You saying there's no way.
There's no way.
Now, yes, but in my prime, yes, I'm playing.
No, if in your prime, then in the game now. That's what you're saying.
In my prime, then, and yes,
in the game
I can play.
Now.
Yes,
you gotta watch, bro. You gotta watch, especially like the A's. Like they're
very fast. I'm not
very talented, not just
all right. They're talented, fast, whatever you want.
They can't dunk, but we can't dunk. I mean,
I can't dunk.
I've never seen you dunk in one game in my life.
Yeah, well, you know how hard it is to get a dunk in a game.
Exactly.
Imagine in a professional game.
Imagine
when it doesn't mean anything. What am I gonna get fouled for dunking on anybody?
I never seen it. I know you have the height, but I never seen you dunk in a game.
All right, I'm about to record a dunk.
Just because you could dunk, it don't mean you could dunk in a game. It's like you said, it's not easy to dunk in a game.
Yeah, but we talking about now versus then. Now it's harder for me to do these things. But
yes, and even I'm talking about then. I'm just saying. I've seen you play.
I tell you what.
I've seen them play.
I tell you what. You bring one of them on the court. I'm still all right. So you trying to tell me right now if I play one of them, I'm not scoring?
You may score, but you're definitely gonna lose.
All right, yeah, I'll take the loss now. But you talk about now compared to then.
Back then, it would be the same result. You may score, but yeah, you're definitely gonna lose.
Okay, all right. Moving on. Moving on. Because there's no way we could all say, yeah, you're gonna lose. I'm not
just your mentality is probably a lot of men's mentality, and especially ones who don't really watch the game, or I don't know if you respect it to that level, because like if like they could ball, and they probably play a better brand, believe it or not.
Why do you think women WNBA is not segregated with the NBA? The WNBA is not segregated with the NBA.
It's not separated.
It's not segregated. Like, why do you think they're not playing together?
Because segregated is separate, but why they're not playing together? I mean, I don't make the rules, but it was a time where Brittany Griner was like, can she play with the men? You know, man,
you can't put a woman with a man playing ball.
Okay, so
but not a competitive sport where they like playing to win.
Okay. Um, there's exceptions to the rules or whatever. There's a lot of factors where we could go, but the big three, the big three,
Hmm.
Ice Cube League. Do you know that they invited Caitlin Clark like $1 million contract or something like that to play with
Yeah,
them?
I know.
Are
Yeah,
you familiar? Like
yeah.
they tried. What I'm saying,
Hmm.
but she declined because it's like a gimmick. But um, maybe one day we'll get there.
I don't think so. I'm still on the board with. I hope they police WNBA better, or they continue to police it where these women are not getting really, really fouled like men are getting fouled. Like they have more sensitive parts than we do. Like eventually they're gonna want to have kids and stuff like that. We don't have kids. And what?
Have more sensitive parts, bro. Like, bro, you sound archaic, bro. You sound like a dinosaur, man. Like, bro, it's a
No,
sport. They
it is a
sensitive
sport.
parts. We all have sensitive parts. Like, I mean, but you're playing the game. You're not playing the game to take out the sensitive part. But things happen in any sport. You could get
So
injured in any sport.
I'm feel comfortable more of a woman playing with a woman than a man playing with a woman in the big stage. So even if the foul is not that hard, how do you think the fans are going to take it if Shaq hits Caitlin Clark
It's
and
part
it's
of the
supposed to be a regular foul? Even when we watching
game.
NBA,
Shaq doesn't
they
play ball anymore, and if
all right. I'm just talking about
there's
somebody
people
that's
who right, it's foul, bro. If somebody get fouled, it's part of the game.
I get
So
it, but
like we talked about Steph Curry having a shootout with I know so whatever her name was. Sorry, I don't remember her name exactly, but they a 3-point contest and Steph won, but it wasn't like a blowout. Like you have women that could probably shoot just as good as men. Like Caitlin Clark, for
uh,
example,
uh,
like you're not shooting better than her.
shots are different than physical
Right, but it's part of the
defense.
game. Like that's part
But
of the game too. Like
I get
shot,
it.
like
But
there's
what I want you to understand is that like when we watch files, even like with the playoffs right now, they're replaying and taking time on if this was a regular foul or this was a flagrant foul. I'm asking you and everybody else, what do you think is going to happen if we had a man playing with a woman on a big stage recording? You know how long they're going to be watching that tape to make sure it's not a flagrant foul, and a man might just do a regular foul. But being that we're in a world where you don't hit a woman, bro, you're going to get ejected so
we
many
should
times.
we should always be in a world where we don't hit a woman, but we're playing a sport and you're not hitting a woman in a sport. You fouling. You might get fouled. It's a
But,
difference. And
but,
I
but the
let's
point
just
is,
say
the point is, they're not going to look at it that way. They're going to look at it as you hit me, not foul me. You hit me.
definitely disagree with you, but we
You
have
off the bus.
we have some homework.
Oh
Homework
shit.
homework time, man. Get
Homework
your
that I'm gonna
notepad.
try to get through.
Man, try to do your homework this time, bro. So
Alright.
eh, you know, if we have some time, well, we all should have some time. We all have downtime, either driving to work or whatever. So a lot of times we don't have time to really pick up a book and read it, but we do have time to listen to it. They have a lot of audio books. I have Spotify. We have options where you could download the audiobook. So the homework for next week, is to listen to this audiobook. I started it. That's why I came up with it. It's called The Way of the Champion by Paul Rabel
Okay.
and Bill Belichick. To be honest, he has a little part in it that he writes, but it's mainly Paul Rabel. Paul Rabel um, is a lacrosse player, and he started his own lacrosse league. So he's kind of like a trailblazing something right now that's gaining a lot of popularity. But the way of the champion, pain, persistence, and the path to and the path forward. So going through life and
Okay.
how hard it is, and try to get to to be a champion.
How long is this thing?
When you check it out, you'll see. I don't have the exact time, but it's worth a listen because he takes things. He actually spoke to Kobe Bryant. He spoke to a lot of great players. So it's not just his perspective. What he went around doing was always talking to greatness and sharing it. So he learned a lot from a lot of great players, and he applied it to this book and to his life. And he's like the Michael Jordan of lacrosse, if you want to break it down. It's like
What is it called again?
The Way of the Champion by Paul Rabel. So just one thing that he said in the book, someone told him, like, how do you become great at something? He was like, take 100 shots a day, or for whatever it is, 100 shots. Imagine you take 100 shots a day for years or forever. Where is that going to take you? It could be 100 shots, in the sense of whatever profession you're in. It could be literally jump shots. It could be like hockey shots. It could be just something like, if it art related or whatever entertainment you're in or whatever profession you're in, just do the same thing 100 times a day. That was just one example that he got from talking to someone. I forgot who he spoke to that said, "Yo, take 100 shots a day and see where that gets you in a couple of years and stuff like that." So just being consistent, persistent, to get to your goal. You think you'd be able to?
I just was not Googling on Apple Music to see if what's on there is not. So
I mean,
I'm gonna still try to find it. It's probably on YouTube.
Real quick, I was talking to this guy, and I said, I gotta applaud you, right? Because of the conversations that we had, right? This guy, he's actually a truck driver that comes to my workplace or whatever, and we have these conversations. And we have these conversations about like the stock market. And so we kind of speak the same language in that sense, and we have these good conversations. And part of the conversations, he's always investing in himself. Like he would pay for a book, he would pay for a class, investment class, he would pay for being a part of a group that's people just like him, just so he could be a part of it and see the trades. And I applaud him because a lot of us, me, you, and everybody who listening, like a lot of us don't invest in ourselves.
Right.
It's like it might cost you $10 for the book, but you might gain so much knowledge that you wouldn't gain anywhere else if you didn't have this book. So like to invest in yourself is something that we all should be doing. And I told him that, man, I gotta applaud you, man. Like you invest in yourself. A lot of us, we won't do that. And we will spend $10 on anything else, $100 on anything else. But if somebody asks you to spend $10 for this class that's gonna benefit you in a field that you're trying to learn, you wouldn't do it just because someone is asking you for $10.
We're not creative as people.
It's to help you. So the point of it is, if there's things out there to help you, don't be afraid to pay for it, because you put your money towards a lot of other things. Go ahead and buy an audiobook, bro. I mean, it's like $10. It's less than $10. And
says the person that's listening to it for free because you got Spotify, right?
But I am paying for the membership. Yeah, that's part of the membership. That's why we have memberships. You have different levels, my guy, different levels. So, a premium member, pay for premium membership. Real quick, because I don't really know a lot about it. My wife does, but I don't want to come across. I already did the whole snitching thing. I don't want to come across snitch, like
we all still believe in it.
But like now she's talking about this credit card, right? I forgot the name of the credit card because she's been doing all her research, and with this credit card you earn like 5 times the miles and stuff like that. It don't matter which airline you're flying with, but it's a lot of perks to owning the card. Like they give you stuff like they have the lounges in the airport that you could go in there and have like
You
showers
got
in the
that?
bathroom
You got
and
that?
snacks. Yeah, we just got it. We just got the
Which
card.
one? Which one you got? The
Like I
United.
said, no, it's not a particular airline. It's a card that you can
Oh,
use for all airlines,
oh,
and
really?
you earn
Send that
travel
to me,
points.
man.
Yeah, you should definitely have it. The way she did her research, and it's a lot of perks. Like you have to pay for a membership of the card like yearly, but there's a
Right.
ton of perks to it. And the
Gotcha.
reason why you're paying for it is because of the perks. Just
Mhm.
brought it up to say sometimes we have to pay for things and grow, like grow. We got to grow. That's the whole point, I think, of this year's season is growth. And I think we need to pay for that, invest in that. So
I'm with
that's
you.
it. Last
I'm with
stop.
you.
Time to get off the bus. Catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And the quote for the day is: "The truth tastes good. It's a belly full of lies."
Truth tastes good, but it's a belly full of lies.
Yeah,
Where you
man.
got that from?
I got that from your boy at what's it? Ali, the movie Ali. Jamie
Okay.
Foxx said that to Will Smith. It was funny, and he was coming off funny. But when I was trying to think of a good quote, it makes sense. Not to say that it's right,
We
but it
got you.
makes sense.
We
Huh?
got you. Good quote, man. Catch you on the next one, man.